Good afternoon. Good evening. What is up? It is evening, right? I'm pretty sure it's evening. Yes, it's evening. It's 8 p.m. Central Time. And guess what? It's the Monday Night Jibber Jabbers. So, welcome everybody to the live stream. I'm Vincent Mclean, Comic Machine, and I'm back again with a live stream for you guys. And I am excited to do this because I like doing the live streams. I've been told that I have a voice for it. So, yeah, that's kind of where it's at. What's up, Justin Birch? Welcome. You are the first person into the chat. Thanks for stopping by. So today is all about how to start collecting comic books. This is going to be like a how-to kind of ask questions, learn a thing, and I'm going to give you my tips and tricks for how to do that. What's up, C-No? Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy a thing. I know you probably won't, hang around because, whatever, but thanks for stopping by. All right. So I think one of the cool things about collecting anything is usually have like a pretty good reason, like your own personal reason why you want to start collecting. And that's no different than comic books. But there's usually like some pretty basic reasons why you're going to start collecting comic books, or how you want to start kind of doing that, or you have the ideas, right? You're like, man, I think I could get a full run of this and then I'll be good. But you don't necessarily know how to do that. And that's what we're going to talk about here today. Black Manta, hey, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. You guys, if you didn't know, Black Manta has been on my live streams for the past 4 straight. So check them out, Black Manta. There you go. Shout out. You're welcome. Enjoy it. So most of us probably started collecting comic books when we were younger. So you didn't really know what you were doing and the importance of maintaining grades and stuff like that. You just picked up the books out of the grocery store, off the spinner rack, or in the little book section off to the side over there or something like that. And you know why you picked up those books? Probably because they look really freaking cool, right? And then it wasn't until you got older and then you were digging through your crap because you were moving, or you were trying to look for something and you stumbled upon a stack of comic books and you're like, yo, whoa, this is cool. I remember this. Oh, snap. How long have I had this book? 15 years? I wonder if it's worth something. Boom. There you go. That's one way that you might start looking into trying to collect your comic books even further, expanding your collection or whatnot, because you think there might be some value with what you have. And that's one way to do it. But you might not necessarily know how to look up the values or anything of that nature. So in the description down below, I've got 4 links to tools that you can use if you haven't already been using these as a seasoned collector. You've been doing it for a little while. These are the tools that I use on a daily basis to track my collection, to get an idea of what the market's putting at, what prices are, and all that kind of stuff. So I've got 4 links down below to kind of help with that. And the first one is collectorz.com, which is an online catalog that you can actually input your comics into this online database, into your own personal library to help keep track of what you have. And being able to make sure that you actually, don't get duplicates unless that's something you want to do, but also to kind of help when you go to bookstores, you go to comic shops, you go to cons, that you can actually look up and see if you actually own that book or not. The second app I have in there is the comicspriceguide.com. Now, I haven't been using this one very much lately, mostly because, and I don't know if it's just me, maybe some of you guys have been having trouble with comicspriceguide.com, but lately I've been trying to look stuff up and it just is not moving. Like the website just is not working the way it needs to, or something else. I've got great internet, so I don't think it's me. But comicspriceguide.com is a great database to be able to look up any book for the most part, I would say, as well as it's going to have variants on it too as well. It's going to show all the first, second, third, fourth, 12th prints, which is really helpful on certain books that have a lot of printings. So that's the second link down in the description below. And then the third one is one that I use almost daily, and that's gocollect.com. And I use this to show trends for current stuff that's going on, as well as hot comics that are trending up, but also to kind of look and see like what are some of the top books that are getting a lot of heat. Not necessarily like the hot list. I will look at that, obviously, but also to kind of like go to like the second page, the third page, the fourth page, and see what other key books are on there that I may not have thought about, because everybody's going to be looking at that front list. Okay. For example, let me share the screen here so you guys can see this. Okay. All right. All right. So this is the Go Collect. If you've been on the stream before, you've definitely seen this. So on here, this is, if you just go up to the top, hottest comics, right? These are the top comics, right? So as you keep scrolling down, you see everything that is up and up in value for first appearances, second, third, fourth, key books, classic covers. That's what it is. So I will periodically, obviously, look at the main page, the first page, to see all the big books and stuff like that. But I eventually end up making my way all the way down to the very bottom, and I start getting to like the third page, fourth page, and start looking at other books that, you know, might not have actually, you know, hit my list yet, or, you know, stuff that might be in a better range for you to start trying to find and pick up, right? So there you go. So you got that. And then the last link in the description below, or the second to last link in the description below, is Previews World. Now, I haven't been using Previews World probably for the past 3 weeks. And the reason is because I'm not trying to get a whole bunch of modern books. I'm very particular about modern books. Now, when it comes to starting to collect comic books, modern books is probably going to be one of the better choices for you to be able to, like, that avenue to actually start going down. Because if you're like, man, I want to get some comic books, but I don't know what to get, what I would suggest is go to a comic book shop, look up, Google search for your area, and go to a local comic book shop. And most shops are going to have a ton of modern stuff that's coming out weekly that you can pick up off the rack and look right then and there. And that's probably the thing that I would definitely suggest right out the bat, because two things: you don't really know what is hot, and so you need some help. So you're going to go to a comic book shop and you're going to ask the people there that know what's up, and they're going to give you good opinions. They're going to give you good suggestions. And then two, to also support that local comic book shop, because as us collectors, we like to have the books in our hands, right? We like to feel the paper. We like to smell the comic books. What's up, Adrian? Hey, brother, thanks for stopping by. If you guys haven't seen Panda Awesome, you guys need to go check his channel out. All right, go do it. So yeah, those are the two reasons why I would suggest going to your local comic book shop. And once you're there, then you can start looking at the wall, right? You're going to start looking at every title. You know, some shops might have it broken down by publisher. I would probably assume most of them are broken down by publisher. But you're going to look and you're going to be like, oh, I know that character. Oh, I know that character. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, that looks really fancy. And you open it up and you're like, ooh, bright light. And then you're like, okay, Well, let me pick this up. Let me get these other 12 books here also. Now, the thing is you have to be careful, right? So you have to be careful when you want to start trying to like collect comics. All right. Now, I think I'm one of the few guys in the community that has a very small pull list. I think I have maybe 5 titles on my pull list. And I'm pretty sure, Panda Awesome, you've probably got upwards of 10 titles on your pull list. Now, not calling you out, just using an example. However, when you start collecting, all right, you're going to fall into not a category, but you're going to get hit with see, I knew it. See, chat, I just know it. You're going to fall into what's called FOMO. All right. So that's called fear of missing out. And that is going to come down to a couple things. You're going to fear of missing out on a key issue because it was like a major event. You realize that the book has serious value, even though it came out last week and, you know, a week later, the price has gone up exponentially. Okay. That's what FOMO is, fear of missing out. Richard Anderson, what's up, bro? Just recently subbed to your channel. Absolutely love your vids. I have 5 pulls only. There you go. You're doing it right. Good job. Because Comic Man Andy, Bearded Comic Bro, Two Brothers Comics, all of those guys, I think last week went in, picked up their pull list, and they literally shit bricks because they didn't realize how much they were spending for modern comics. So good job. Be selective. It's okay to be selective. If you miss out on something, it's fine. Guess what? Comic book collecting is a long-term game. It is not short-term, all right? If you want to be a sustainable comic book collector, you have to take a second and realize that it'll come around eventually. Like, you will find what you want eventually, right? There you go. FOMO is real. It's so real. Trust me, man. I experience it too. But the thing is, you have to understand what you want to do with your collection, how you want to collect, and how you want to go about it, which is going to be best for you, right? Two Brothers Comics has the best saying in the game: collect your way. And this ties directly into that. All right, man. I'm going to be talking a lot. Holy crap. Okay. So, before I lose track, hold on. I need to look here. Hold on. Okay. Yes. All right. So goals. So goals for your collection. Okay. So, you know, you look at the tools. All right. Use the tools that I put in the link down below if you want to start collecting. Okay. They're really, really helpful. Oh, by the way, if you sign up for collectorz.com, you can do the free trial. You ain't got to pay for squat, and you can pretty much use all of the features that you're going to need as a brand new collector. Easy peasy Japanesey. All right. So once you start picking up some of those titles, right? So you go to your comic book shop and you talk to the weirdos at the comic book shop, because let's be honest, we're comic book nerds, so we're weird. I mean, it's just what comes with the territory, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's just how it is. I need to get into Silver Age books to keep that value. I will get into that, because I'm going to put some stuff down here to show, like, you know, some good entry level stuff to get. Okay. It's going to come, promise, but very, very correct. Very, very good. You go to the shop, you find some titles, you get some suggestions. And so you slowly start to get some comic books, right? And you're like, man, I got like a stack of books. Look, see, I got a stack of books and they're just sitting on my desk. What do I do with them? You get yourself a comic book box, right? They're like $5. You can get them from the comic book shop. BCW, get the short boxes. That's what you want. And then you open up that box, you fold it all together, you put your books in it, and you see that your books are taking up about like that much in this big of a box, right? And you're like, oh, I got to fill the box. You got to be careful, all right? you got to be careful because comic books are not cheap, especially the new books, because like they're going to start printing out these different titles and you know, they're putting out all these variant covers, second, first, third, 12th prints. All right. So you got to be careful because like new comic books, man, you know, yeah, you get a bunch, but you're going to pay for it. You know, $3.99 is the minimum. They can go all the way up to $10.99 for a new comic book that comes out on every Wednesday. So you got to be careful. So you start getting your titles, you start to build up your box. You're like, man, this is going really well. That's how you start collecting. Now, another way you can start collecting is you go onto the YouTubes and you watch people like Adrian Panda Awesome. You watch people like Bearded Comic Bro. You watch people like Comic Tom 101. You start watching other people that do mystery mail calls or open mystery mail calls or open mystery boxes. And you're like, whoa, man, he's getting like, wait, how much is he spending? He's spending like $30 and he gets like 10 comic books and maybe a trade paperback and maybe like a super valuable book. Man, I need to get on that. Guess what? If you want to build up your collection, that is one way to do it. By all means, if you're like, man, I just want to get like a good assortment of comic books. Like I have some of the titles at my shop that I'm picking up and pulling from, and I really like those, but like I kind of want to like dip my toes into some other stuff. Let me get a mystery box. Let's see what comes in that. So you start doing that. And then, you know, you do that for like a week or like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, right? And you're like, okay, all right, well, you look at your bookshelf over there and you're like, all right, well, I've got like 7 extra trade paperbacks. And then you look at your comic book box, the one box that you had, you know, let's call it a short box. So it's about like yay big, right? Guess what? That sucker's already getting full. You're like, oh, crap. I need to start getting another box. So you get another box. And then you're like, okay, well, let's see. Let's see what I can do now. It's like, okay, well, let me go over to the Go Collect, right? I want to start looking at some other, you know, older books. Like I'm interested, like, how does that come about? And then all of a sudden you start looking down the list and you're like, what? I don't know anything about this. And that's why Go Collect is my go-to, because if you guys look down here, right? So underneath the titles, on certain titles, they're going to have information. They're going to tell you first appearance, second appearance, third, key issue, classic cover, yada, yada, yada. And then you start to think, you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to just continue to get a whole bunch of random stuff from like mystery boxes. Like I want to start getting like specific books, or I want to get like a full mini series, or I want to get, you know, the Infinity Gauntlet. I want to get all of those books. So how do I do that? Well, guess what? Stuff like Go Collect is going to be a perfect tool, as well as Premier Comics Price Guide. I just prefer Go Collect. It's a little bit quicker, a little bit faster for me. You're like, okay, well, let me look this up. Oh, here we go. Boom. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's 6 books. Oh, that's Thanos. That looks great. Let me look at this. First title to a limited series. All right. So, and you start looking, you're like, okay, so this is the grade. So that means, you know, like the condition of the book, right? You're like, okay, whoa. If I find me like a 5.0 for $18, that's going to be pretty sweet, right? What's the next place you want to go to? eBay. I use eBay all the time. Look on it. Infinity Gauntlet #1. I don't want to do no auctions. Man, look at that. What, 20? Wait, no, that's a sponsored. Here we go. $25. New listing. Oh, look at there. $15 for a Fine Plus. What did we just say? $18? I'm telling you guys, like, you can find these deals. Oh, wait. Infinity Gauntlet 1 through 6, I can get it for almost $50. Heck yeah. There you go. So that's what's going to start happening, guys. Like, you're going to start going down this rabbit hole. You're going to be like, I need to find these comics. I need to find these key books. How do I do this? Where do I go? It's okay. I got you. I'm here. The comic machine is here to guide you and to show you what is good to pick up. Easy books that you can pick up now, and not books that are blasting through the roof because all of a sudden we got confirmation that certain people are going to be playing certain characters. So if you were thinking about maybe trying to get me Avengers #8, okay, well, guess what? You ain't going to be able to get that book for anything less than like $600 and like a fine minus, or, you know, a very good. No, it ain't going to happen. Trust me, because I was at a comic book shop the week before last, and guess what? He had one of these in there. And I was like, yo, like, this is a serious book. Like, you never have like serious books like this. Like, what's going on? I didn't ask for the price because I knew it was going to be expensive. And then literally like not like 4 days later, they announced Homeskill going to be reprising that, or not reprising, going to be portraying that character for the first time in the MCU. Just losing my stuff. Nostalgia junkies, dare you to buy it? Bro, no. Like, no. I mean, that's a good book, but I don't know if that's like really one that I'd want to add to the personal collection. It's pretty cool though. Like, I will say, like, the wasn't Kang the Conqueror in the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero cartoon? I'm pretty sure he was in there. But I did pick up, wait, is it here? No, it's not in that stack. I did pick up the first appearance of Graviton. Graviton. Yeah. Gravitron. Yeah, the wifey said it right because I don't know how to say it. Yeah, Gravitron. It was good. Oh, you're talking about Infinity one? Well, joke's on you. I already had the full set. I actually had that set completed for me for Christmas like 3 years ago. Family helped me finish all that out. So, did you have FOMO after the announcement? Kind of, but not really. Mostly because I knew what the price of the book was going to be. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to purchase it. So no, I don't really have FOMO with that. I honestly only get FOMO with modern books. That's what it is. Like, stuff that's going to be coming out next week or that's been announced like 2 weeks in advance. That's when I get FOMO. Because it's like, okay, everybody's like talking about this book, and I feel like I need to get it. Like, if I don't get it, then I'm going to be missing out, right? What's up, Southern Comic Geek? Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, like, normally I don't get FOMO like that. It's usually pretty mild. I will say though, I was going to be pissed if I didn't get that Spawn 309 cover B with the gunslinger on the cover. I was going to be hella pissed if I wasn't going to be able to pick that up, because I went to the shop within the time frame for FOC, and I had to make sure that he was going to get for me. Oh, and also that kind of is the same with The Last Ronin for Turtles. That's totally on my list. Like, if I don't get that book for whatever reason, I'm going to be pissed. Trying to think if there was anything else. I will say, though, I do feel bad for some of the guys in the community that are trying to pick up the Venom books and for the Donny Cates, as well as the Thor books for Donny Cates. I do feel bad for those guys because I've been collecting that title run since the beginning, since it started, and that I've got every single cover A specifically, but I've got every single run. I've got the full run, and I do feel bad for the guys that are trying to pick up on that. And unfortunately, certain books you're just not going to be able to find at like a reasonable price now. I'm not having FOMO over characters like Kang because they were already out of my range. Like when they cast Galactus, not going to kick myself for not having a FF4 48 through 50 because that's out of my range. I kind of agree with you on that. So, to be honest, I'm not that big of a Fantastic Four guy. I'm really not. Like I know that like Galactus and like Silver Surfer are like some of the most like iconic characters for the comic book community and industry, but they never like really like stuck to my core. Those characters just don't do it for me. Honestly, the only Fantastic Four books that I would actually like to get would be the first appearance of Black Bolt. That's the one that I would like. I think Black Bolt's a really cool character and really unique. Other than that, maybe the annual 10, Franklin Richards, and that's kind of like a big book. Like that really is a big book. And I think that would be one that I would try to get as well. But that one's starting to kind of get out of the price range. Like you can find like a pretty beat up book of the first appearance of Black Bolt, and I would get that because that's just a really cool character. Silver Surfer is dope. I will agree. Silver Surfer is dope, and I feel like Donny Cates' Silver Surfer Black really, really like, yeah, I very much agree with that. Because of Donny Cates' Silver Surfer Black, his writing on it, and of course the artwork. I really like the artwork in that. It was really cool. Black Manta. Surfer is cool, but I'm mainly a Black Panther fan. FF has a lot of first appearance characters. That's very true. Black Panther is cool. Black Panther is cool. I really wanted to get that Black Panther #1 because that Jack Kirby art, he's got like that blocky kind of sort of artwork kind of thing going. That's why I really like that Black Panther #1. Ooh, you got a 53. There you go. That's a big book. That's a really good book, man. Congrats on that. But yeah, so when you're looking at your first comic book collection, right? So you got that box, right? So you've got a whole bunch of modern, you got mystery mail calls in there. So you might have some like older books, kind of sort of older books. You might get some Bronze Age, right? So like if you're around my age, I just turned 32 on September 14th. So if you're around my age, then Bronze is going to be your era that you're really going to like, most likely. So, you've got a full box now, right? And you're like, okay, what do I do now? Well, as far as I know, as far as I see it from how I did it, you got two options, right? So option one is you can go through your comic book collection, pull out the stuff that you don't really want, that you don't have any personal collection to, right? So like that's another big thing too that's kind of hard with collecting comic books is once you get to a point where you want to start to trade up or sell up, you start to have the issue of like you have a personal investment in a book or a title or character because of a book. And you're like, man, I'm not ready to get rid of this because I really want to hold on to it because there's never buyer's regret. Like you're going to have buyer's regret up until you complete the transaction. And then you have no regret after that. Unless you didn't get approval from the boss. All right. You are always have seller's regret. Always, always, always. You're going to regret selling a book because of whatever reason. So once you get to that point, you've got that box and you're like, man, okay, like I've got some good stuff in here. And I've been looking on the Go Collect. I've been looking on Comics Price Guide. I've been looking at the walls in the shops, right? Because, you got your modern books over here. And then behind the counter, you got your pricier books. And you're like, man, oh, that book looks really cool. What is that? Oh, I really want to have that. It looks really cool. I want it, but it's like $125. So unless you like got extra spending cash, or you've been like really grinding at work because you specifically wanted to work some OT so you can add a little bit extra to that book, the only other option that I see it is you can trade up or you can sell up, right? And you can either trade up through the comic book shop or comic shops around your area, or you could try to sell it personally on like eBay. Now, I haven't sold anything on eBay yet. I'm a little bit hesitant. That's just my own personal thing. So what I like to do is to give back to the shops. Give back. You know, I will trade up before I sell books, unless I literally have an entire stack of Rebirth that is basically like dollar books. Then I'm going to go half price books and sell that off like that. But I'm going to go to the comic book shop and be like, I have these books. I'm ready to get rid of them. Here you go. And then he's going to go beep, 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 beep. He's going to scan. He's going to look, and he's going to tell me a value. That's how I got a lot of the books up on the shelf over here. A lot of these books over here, I traded up. I took a whole stack of books to the comic book shop and was like, I'm willing to trade these, sell them, see what you want. Whatever you don't want, I'll take back. And then he gives me a value, and he says, for trade, I give you $100, or cash, I'll give you $60. And I'm like, perfect. I'm going to go dig through some boxes. And bro, like, that's how I did it. You just trade up. Or you can find people in the Facebook marketplace or the community and be like, yo, like, I got this book right here, and I know you got this book right here. So I know we could probably make a deal. Okay. Yeah, totally. Let's do it. That's how you do it. Manta, I wish I could get my hands on ASM 1, but I don't have an extra $30K to spend. That is truth. So true. If you are that big of an Amazing Spider-Man fan, good luck. Good luck. You see? Like I didn't even look at that comment. Nostalgia. I just knew. Truth. If I had 30K, I'd get a Team NT #1 first print. You don't need 30K to get a Team NT #1 first print. You might need like 5K. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But it would, yes, I agree. Spending a bunch of money to get a TMNT first print, that definitely would be dope. All right. Close to, I think, Vincent, perfect time to check those prices out. Yeah, so let's do that. So this is going to dive into that whole thing about like, okay, I've got my books. What do I want to look for? All right, so you look over here. So let's go to Comics Price Guide. All right, go collect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Boop. We're going to do search series. All right, we're going to scroll down till we find, there it is, 1984, 62 issues. And we are going to look and see what a first print is going for. All right, so mid-grade, you're going to spend about $4,200. That's what it says on here. All right, let's see what we got here. Now, the problem is, Adrian. Problem is, you want a first print. You know how hard it is to find a first print on eBay so we can look up prices? But I'm going to try. I don't know if we're going to find one, though. Here we go. Right there. At a 5.5. Hey, I mean, 10K, not 30, but yeah, for a 5.5 for $14,000. Man, that is expensive. That is so expensive. But hey, like if that's what you want, hey, I'm sure you could get a loan from a bank for a personal loan for whatever, you know, you just got to kind of list something for it. But man, I wouldn't even know what I would try to trade to get up to that price. Like I've got I've got a fairly overall decent price for my collection, I would say, but it's definitely not worth $14,000 for. It's not there yet. Maybe it'll get there eventually, but it's definitely not there right now. But man, for a 5.5 first print, 1984 Mirage, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. Now, I didn't see this. It says on the listing that it's signed. And I'm looking at the book. But I don't see where it's signed. Maybe it's signed on the inside cover, because it's not on the front. Okay. Yes, it says, okay, on the universal grade at the top, it says Kevin and personal salutation written on interior cover in pen. Okay. So yeah, it's not a signature series, but so it's not like going to make the value any that much better. It's not a signature series, but still, Adrian, if you want a 5.5 first print TMNT #1, you better cough up $14,000. There we go. All right. Let's look at this comics list. Oh, okay. All right, fellas. Look, just hold your horses. I'll get there. Vincent, what is the key grade that you'd go for in graded books? For example, I'm happy with anything 4.0 and up. It truly depends on the price. That's what it is. Now, last Monday Night Jibber Jabber, if you guys didn't catch it, Skeph's Comic Knowledge was on there. We were kind of talking a little bit that we were looking at like the Green Lantern 59, I think the first appearance of John Stewart. And we were looking at prices, right, for grades. So sometimes you're going to see a price on there for a grade that looks really good, but then you could see a higher grade and you're going to pay like $100 more. Would it be worth it? Yes. Would it be financially feasible for you in that moment? That would depend. So that's where it's at for me, for graded books. That's all I got. Nostalgia Junkies, would you ever trade your whole collection for one book? No. Not right now. Definitely not right now. So that's where I'm going to kind of segue here into me personally. All right. So I kind of been giving a little bit, how-tos and tidbits and what you should kind of go for. Right. So me, all right, I have this vision. I have a vision. I have a vision. All right. So my vision is if I was to sell my comic book collection to, say, Very Gary Comics, when you watch his videos, all right, and he goes to a collection, he's got his little camera on his phone or an actual camera, I don't know, and he's thumbing through the books, right? And he's just passing through stuff. And then he finds a key book. And he's like, oh, there it is. And he keeps going, right? Like if you guys have watched his stuff, bro's thumbing through for like a hot minute most of the time. And then at the very end of the video, then he brings out like 4 books. And he tells us he spent like $200 for, like 4 long boxes. My goal is right now, and it could be subject to change, but my goal is if I was to sell my collection to somebody like Very Gary Comics, he literally would have to pick up every single book and show the camera because it's a key book of one, of something or another. That's what my goal is for a collection, because it's not that I want to have all the comic books and all the key books. I just want to pick up the ones that mean something to me, and I want those in my collection. If that makes any sense to anybody else out there. That's my goal. Skeph's Comic Knowledge, he wants to get that first appearance of Thor, Journey into Mystery. That's what he wants. That's his goal. Home Skillet is riding the modern market right now with variants and stuff like that, sending stuff off to CGC so he can get that all slabbed, because it does make it easier to sell books if they're slabbed and they have that grade, so you can really put an actual price point to it. So it's a little bit easier to actually set a price and be able to sell it or buy it because the value of that book right then and there. That's another example, right? He wants that Grail book. Now, what is he going to do after he gets his Grail book? I don't know. I did a top 5 like Grail video. You guys check it out. It's on my YouTube channel. All right. You can check out the Thursday comic content playlist and just scroll over. It's going to be top 5 Grails. And out of that top 5 Grails list, I would probably say the one that I would like to have would probably be that Daredevil #1. For whatever reason, I don't know. Daredevil, I'm like Rod, all right? I'm like Rod the Rican. I want to bring out Daredevil every single time that I do a live stream of some sort. I just want to talk about Daredevil. But I don't know freaking why, but I like Daredevil. So I would do that. The other book on that list that I definitely would like to get would probably be the first appearance of Juggernaut. I think it would go really nice with my second appearance. It would look nice. But those are like long-term books, right? So, like I said before, comic book collecting is a long-term game. It's like the stock market. Very much like the stock market, except way better and less shady. So, long-term game. And when you start collecting, you literally are just like slapped in the face with all this information, all these things that you want to add to your collection because it's really cool. And you just want to pick everything up. But it's kind of hard to do that because when you start looking at like Go Collect and Comics Price Guide and you start seeing prices, right? And you're like, wow, that is expensive. How the hell am I ever going to do that? And that's the hard part. And that's why you get hit with that serious case of FOMO because you feel like you're missing out. And it's okay because it's a long-term game. You're going to find something eventually and you can work up to it. Like if you want to be in that seller market, hey, by all means, figure out how to do that and let me know how it goes. But that's how it is, y'all. All right. Okay. Looky here. Justin Comics. What are you over here snooping around for? All right, y'all. I'm going to have to do a thing here because you guys are being real. Thanks for everybody stopping by and hanging out. Not you, Justin. I'm just kidding. All right, you guys. Justin Comics is at 108 subscribers. All right. If you're not already subscribed, go over there, subscribe to his stuff. He's getting better with his YouTube stuff. You're doing really well, bud. You're putting out some sweet stuff. And he's a huge Flash guy. Go check it out if you like the Flash. Go do it. Do it now. All right. What we got here? So, do you buy run filler stuff you want to read or just keys? Mostly in reference to older books, but I guess new books too. I do not buy filler. Plain and simple. I don't buy filler. Every single book I purchase has a purpose. It's a key appearance, first, second, third, fourth, depending on what it is. Classic cover. Like there has to be some type of significance to it. Now, with that being said, so this is my stack of stuff that I got from last week. Right? So I got the new Juggernaut #1. Now, I got this because I do like the Juggernaut, and there's not a whole bunch of Juggernaut stuff, so I'm kind of hoping to see if there's going to be any more story stuff going on with the Juggernaut and his history. That's why I got this. And also, it's a mini-series, okay? So I'll usually pick up mini-series. The Once in Future, this is just a great read and story. I really enjoy the artwork. I think it's a very unique story, and that's why I have this title going, okay? Now, this is a book I got because, well, it's kind of a spec book. It's kind of got some value. And that's literally the only reason I got it, honestly. Continuing the run, I have the whole run. This is the only DC title that I'm picking up, Dark Knight's Death Metal. That's it. So it's kind of like a miniseries-ish, I guess. And this is like a key one-shot. Immortal Hulk, because it's just awesome. And I had a complete run starting from 18. So I'm just going on that. Immortal She-Hulk. Well, you know, Immortal Hulk is kind of a big deal. So maybe She-Hulk will do something. I don't know. We'll see. And then, of course, you know, Thor, because Thor is just a really great story run right now, and it's awesome. So if that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea, nostalgia of what I've been picking up and what I get, it's very like that. This past week, this past New Comic Book Wednesday, that was the most books I've picked up in a while. So hopefully that answers your question. What is your ultimate goal book, and what is the most cherished book in your collection now? Whew. Dude, that is a tough one. Okay, so we're gonna pull up my collection here off of the Collector Z app. All right, we're gonna share screen, and we're gonna look and see here. All right. Okay, hold on. What is your ultimate goal book? I don't think I have an ultimate goal book. Maybe the Daredevil, but it changes. Like one day I'll feel one type of way, and another day I'll feel a different type of way. But my most cherished book in my collection, man, that's kind of a tough one. I don't know, bro. Why you put me on the spot? These are good questions, guys. Thanks for all these awesome questions and comments. You guys are amazing. And if you haven't already subscribed to everybody in the chat, please make sure you go and subscribe to everybody. Make sure you like this video. Not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I am literally like almost 10 away from 200 subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed and you're watching, please subscribe. You know what? Panda, I think honestly, I could probably say my most cherished. Ugh, God, no, why would you do this to me, bro? I think it's probably gonna have to be this one. And the reason why this Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, number 13, is because that was probably, if I remember correctly, that was the first big purchase I made. So I picked that book up for $75 at my comic book shop. And then that was in my CGC graded unboxing, my first one I did. And it came back at a 3.5. And I was really happy about that because I got that book because it is significant. It's the second appearance of the Juggernaut. And it's kind of, you know, beat up. It's a 3.5. So I wanted to preserve it, you know, for the art and stuff like that. So, dude, Daredevil is awesome. I'm jealous of your Daredevil number 4. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Daredevil number 4 is awesome to me, and I really like that book a lot because the Daredevil Netflix series is the shit. And if you haven't watched it, you're wrong. And David Tennant is one of the best actors around for our generation, and he's my doctor, and he did an awesome job as the Purple Man. That's literally one of the biggest reasons why I picked that book up. Oh, snap. Okay, hold on. Where are we at? All right, not trying to brag, but at all. But months back, I picked up FF 52 for 8, 8.0 for 2,400, and that's my most cherished book and my ultimate grail. Yeah, you really do love Black Panther. That's awesome, dude. You literally paid 2,400 cash for it, man. Hey, send some my way. I got some stuff I could pick up, you know, for 2,400. You know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying. All right, Daniel Ali, howdy. I have a Godzilla King of the Monsters number 1 and a Spawn number 1. both mint or next to near mint condition. Would you send them in to be graded or keep them bagged and boarded? Thanks. Daniel, thanks for stopping by for the Monday Night Jibber Jabber. I appreciate it. I also have a Godzilla #1 King of Monsters, and hold on. My Godzilla is shit. I think mine's at a 9.6. I bought mine graded at a 9.6. Now, it really depends. Are those the only 2 books that you want to send to CGC to get graded? Because I would not suggest you try to send anything to CGC unless you have at least 5 books. 3 is the bare minimum. 5 books is just right, mostly because you're going to end up spending more to get it shipped out versus having the 5 books. It just depends. And also, another thing to think about for your spawn #1 is it a newsstand? Is it a direct? So newsstand has the UPC barcode on the bottom left, or it's got a little face. If it's newsstand, sure, why not? Direct? I don't know. We'll see. It just really depends. Like, do you want it to encapsulate? Do you want it to be in like this nice little thingy, or do you want to keep it in the box and bag and board? There ain't nothing wrong with having stuff still bagged and board. You see this filing cabinet over here? It's full of bagged and board comics. I'm okay with having bags and boards. Yes, Justin. Yeah, everybody, Justin Comics is here. Okay, let's move on. I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Panda Awesome. Daniel, if you want to preserve the books, I would send it in to get graded, but if you plan on reading them from time to time, I'm keep them raw. There you go. That's another reason. Like, if you actually want to, open the book up and read it, then you don't want to get it graded because you ain't going to be able to do that. But if you don't want to open the book up, but you still want to read it, guess what? They got trade paperbacks you can pick up, or you can look for it online and read it that way. It just really depends on what you want to do. But if you want to send stuff in to get graded, no less than 3 books. Minimum, in my opinion, is 5. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with it. If you just want it because you think it's going to look really pretty and you want to put it up on the wall, that's a totally perfect, legit reason to do that. Thanks. I've not opened them since I bought them, so leaning towards sending them in. Hey, if you have not read them, sure, send it in. Why not? Or you can just keep it as is. It's 100% up to you. 190. Oh yeah. Thanks you. Thank you. Second appearance of Juggernaut is an awesome book. I love X-Men. Yeah, X-Men is dope as hell. Dude, if I was ultra rich, I'd so give cash to everybody. Yeah. My grails would be really inexpensive though. It wouldn't even really be a grail. It's just a significant book I want to add. That's it. All right, Daniel, you also said you have a few absolutely beautiful Lady Death issues signed with COA. Would those also be worth getting graded? Okay, so a signature certificate is not going to mean diddly with the side of squat to CGC. However, if you send it to CBCS, they will recognize a signature, but you won't get like any special label. You won't get like a yellow signature series from CGC or anything like that, but they will notate it. So that's really up to you. Honestly, like trying to decide what you want to send in to get graded can be a bit tedious. I will say it can be a bit tedious because you're like, do I want to send it? Do I not want to send it? Like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Honestly, I would just continue to like think on it. And then when you make that decision, just do it. There is no other feeling than getting a Grail book that's been on your list for a long time. Bro, ain't that the damn truth? Okay. So holy smokes. I picked up I wouldn't consider it a Grail, but it is a big book. Okay. So ever since I started collecting, I always wanted to get this book. Sandman #1. Right. And I picked it up. I finally grabbed it and I was really happy to grab it. So I totally get that. It's not a Grail book for me, but that's a big, that's a big key book. That's a pretty decent key book. So I was really happy to grab that. Yeah. There he goes. He's just leaving. Yeah. I got multiple animals that come in and out from time to time. It just happens. Hey, you're very welcome. Now, Daniel, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because I've been contemplating with the idea to actually do some more how-tos and collecting and tips and stuff like that to kind of help everybody out a little bit, just to give my knowledge and how to go about it. So make sure you do that. And thanks for stopping by, man. Hang out, ask more questions if you got them. There's a bunch of really good people in here, collectors, and it's super, super awesome. This community is dope AF. All right. Dope AF. All right. So let's talk about some easy books to pick up, right? So you started collecting, right? You got your short box, all right? And now you want to start trying to get some easy key books, right? What do you want to get? Let's go over it. So let's go back to the dealio here, Collector Z, all right? So key books, easy books, The Adventures of Superman, number 500, all right? Easy book to pick up. You know why? Because they printed a bajillion of these, all right? 501, you can get that too, all right? So it's The Death of Superman, or like, you know, that kind of whole dealio. Key book, you can find those everywhere. And just because, honestly, a lot of people talk shit about some of these like massive print runs and stuff like that, like Spawn, the X-Men, Jim Lee's, right? People talk shit about that all the time. And it kind of makes me mad, because those are still important books. Yeah, there was a massive print run, but those are still easy books. Like, grab those, add them to your collection. All right. They're cool as hell. All right. Pick those up. So there you go. Adventure Superman. All right. I would suggest that. Okay. So as we keep scrolling through here, here we go. This is another book. Easy book you can pick up. All right. Batman, Volume 1, 497. This is the famous incident where Bane broke Batman's back. All right. Grab that book if you can. You can find that. Pretty expensive. I would probably say $10 to $20, which is not bad. If you can find a pretty good deal on that. I would definitely suggest that book. All right. So as we keep going here, all right, we're looking. All right. So this whole run, Crisis on Infinite Earths. All right. So I've got the number 1, the number 7, and the number 8. Okay. This would be a run that I think I finally actually want to try to complete. I did have some of the other books in there and I traded up for it, but Crisis on Infinite Earths, definitely a really important moment in comic book history, and definitely an easy book and run to try and go for. Definitely really easy. Now, my number 7 and number 8 aren't in the best condition, but I don't think I paid more than $10 for each book on separate occasions. So those are definitely books that I would suggest that you guys should pick up if you want to try and start getting some minor, smaller books, but have good value to it, right? Oh, excuse me, over time. All right, so here's another one. Now, this one is kind of getting into a little bit more, but it's still a reasonable, in my opinion, reasonable price range. Okay, so Daredevil Volume 1, number 181. This is The Death of Elektra. All right, it's a really classic, iconic cover. You can find this one pretty easily for the most part, I would say. You just might have to look a little bit. Now, if they have this like up on the wall, it might be a little bit pricey, but if you're at that point in your collection that you're like, okay, I'm good to get rid of some stuff, I'm good to trade up, or I have a little bit of extra spending cash, this would be a great book to get. Now, the other one I would suggest would be The First Appearance of Elektra, but that might be a little bit too far out of the price range when you're starting to actually try to, up your comic book game. It might be a little bit tough to get. Okay. Let's go back to the chat here. All right. Black Manta, still cannot believe Dustin got AO. I don't even want to hear about that. Nobody sends me an AOK. I like Ghost Rider. What the hell's up with that? Bro, when I watched that video, that was great. I was so happy for him. I was smiling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was insane. Man Cave. I'm subscribed. If you haven't already subscribed to Man Cave, do it. One of those. Yeah, it's one of those books. Yeah, one of those. I had some extra spending cash. I almost bought a Ghost Rider #1, and I was talking to Mill Geek Comics, Rush Bright. Rush Bright shows up on the Comic Tom 101's channel and does stuff with him all the time. I'll message him every once in a while, and I was talking to him about whether or not Ghost Rider #1 or Marvel Spotlight. He said, honestly, if you are that big of a Ghost Rider fan, try to get the Marvel Spotlight as the first appearance, because the #1 is almost the exact same cover, so it's kind of like but it's still really cool. It is the #1 of the first series, so yep, there you go. Marvel Spotlight #6. I've got Marvel Spotlight number I think I passed it. Where is it? Yeah, I have Marvel Spotlight #7. I've got the 3rd appearance of Ghost Rider, and I picked that up for like maybe $20. Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. I'm good for 2nd and 3rd appearances. Black Manta, I'm looking to trade my signed 9.8 black and white Spawn #1 worth about 35 hundo for a low-grade TMNT first print. Bro, didn't you just pay attention to the eBay price that I showed up? You ain't going to get no first print TMNT #1 in a low grade. Like, nobody going to sell it. They're going to keep it. What are you doing? Don't take that deal, Black Manta. Anybody got a Flash 105, 107? Bro, what did I tell you? What? In the chat. Bro, goodness gracious. Man, I hope you find some of those old Flashes, Justin. I really do. Like, you are so gung-ho for Flash. I want you to get those key books, bro. Exactly. 6 and 7. Marvel Spotlight. Look, comic book community. Listen. If you can't get first appearances, 2nd and 3rd appearances, there is no shame. And you shouldn't feel ashamed to get it, because if you can get it, get it. If that's as close as you can get at that moment in time, get it. They're all over. Okay. Let me look. I want you to prove me wrong. So we're gonna look. What do you want? What do you want about the Flash? What are you looking for? 105, 107. Are you serious? Are you ready to pay these prices, Justin? Like, yeah, they're all over. No, they're not. What are you on about? 107. You might be able to find a 107. Boom. There you go. $55. You should buy it now. Man, that book looks rough. Cover's detached. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that, Justin? No, I know. I'm just looking on the things. I want you to find it, because you got that you got 106 you're about to send in. 105, 6, 7. That'd be a great little run, man. I really hope you do find that, bro. I really do. If you guys find your grails on eBay, message the seller first. Most will knock some of the price off. This one seller took $200 off from me once. I think Skep's Comic Knowledge, we were talking about that last week. He did mention that. So that is definitely a good little tip there. So, you know, we go back to the how to, and where you start out with your collection, right? So you did that. You picked up some minor keys. You picked up a few major keys, and you feel like you're in a good spot to try and get like a major key, right? You go on eBay, you find a price, contact the seller. That is a great point, Black Manta. Thank you. Yeah, I know you don't want CGC, but finding a raw book is really no. The cover is detached. Do you see? Look, the cover is detached off of this 107. But there are pages, but they're not. Man, hey, you're brave, Justin. All right, for you guys that don't know this, DC books, old DC books, are hard as hell to try and find, especially in high grades. Okay, so this is another little tidbit and information for the new collectors out there. Okay, the reason why Marvel is all over the freaking place and they have so much stuff, and you can usually find stuff in pretty damn good condition. Okay, that's because it's not as old as DC. It's really not. Like in the grand scheme of things, like the Marvel that we know is not as old as DC. DC has been around for so long, and so a lot of those old books are just flat out old, and they were reader copies, and people read the shit out of them. And you trying to find a good copy of like a Detective Comics number 27, well, guess what? There's only like a few and far between of that. So that's why DC is so hard to find in good high grade, and even low grade, you're going to be spending some serious money. And that's the problem, Justin, is like, I want you to win, but bro, you're going to have to like donate some kidneys or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, hey, good luck on you trying to find it, man. I'd be trying to find some DC stuff, but it's rough. It is rough. Christopher Babcock, what's up, brother? Just bought a couple newer variants after the seller offered me $10 off. That's called hashtag winning. Hashtag winning comic book game. Congratulations, bro. Hey, Justin, I know you're working on a degree, so you want to make sure you spell your with a Y-U-R, Y-U apostrophe, or yeah. I didn't know a seller knows who's watching their auction. I don't understand. Just picked up a Marvel Secret Empire 0 through 10 with a #1 Omega issue. I don't know much about Secret Empire. Is this the complete set? Is it a good set? Artwork is amazing. Forgive me, I am fairly new. Smiley face. I don't know. I have not collected Marvel Secret Empire, not Empire. I don't know. I'm trying to look up here. I don't know. Daniel, if you want, follow the link off my main page to my Instagram. Send me a DM with the picture, and I'll take a look at it. Because I'm not pulling nothing up on that. So I have no idea. Great info for sure. Hey, man, I try to bring you the best info I can. All right. That's what I do here. All right. So if you didn't know, I had Greg, the bearded comic bro, on multiple episodes of the Monday Night Jibber Jabber. And the dude always tells me that if he's going to go comic book hunting, he wants to bring me along because I know the know. So that's what I try to do. I try to bring you guys the knowledge and attention to the game. Okay. Dude, someone on eBay was selling a beat up copy of Batman #1. It was like a 1.5 grade for $30K. Yeah. Like, it's insane. It is insane. Like, I don't know how you would do that. Literally, like, you need to donate body parts. That's the only thing I can think of. Yep, random discounts. Man. I was just watching the auction, then seller offered me 10 off, maybe a general offer to all watchers. Okay, so were you watching the auction or were you on the buy it now? So, or did you have it on your watch list? That's another thing too. Because what'll happen, so like, let's say you go to eBay. So if I wanted to pick up this Flash 107, right? Oh, Justin, looky there. No interest if paid in full in 6 months on $99 plus. There you go, bro. Go for it. So, Christopher, if you hit this little button called add to wish list, what'll sometimes happen is they will send you the offer. They'll take like 10% off, 20% off, something like that. So that will happen. And I have done that before. I have gotten offers after I had it on the wish list and had it for like a day or two. Like they'll send the offer out. And if there's multiple people watching that, I'm pretty sure it's going to be to everybody, and it's just whoever picks it up first. So yeah, definitely a really good way to pick up books. Search. I always search by now because I hate trying to do the auctions on eBay because it's like, all right, you're down to like 30 seconds and you start bidding a little bit more. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, like somebody outbid me by like $30. Like, oh, I don't want to spend that crap. I always do buy it now because I want to buy the price that it's listed at right then and there. That's how I do that. You need to run your credit. You got student discounts. If you're watching an item, the seller will see the number of people interested. The seller chooses. He can send everyone interested or a certain offer. Boom. Exactly. Hashtag twinsies. It was nice to say the least. There we go. Yeah. It's always nice when you get really cool sellers and stuff like that. That'll actually, do those offers and things and such and stuff like that. So, it's definitely really cool how eBay works on that front. So, but yeah, so let's get back into some easy books that you can add to the PC, right? So you've been collecting for a hot second. You want to, you picked up mystery boxes and stuff. So let's see, we were on Infinite Crisis, Daredevil. Let's keep going. Okay. So, Okay, so if you wanted to start collecting now, right, or you've been collecting for a hot second, honestly, you could probably find a Detective 1000 for like $10, the cover price. That's not a bad book. That's a major event, right? That's like Spawn hitting 301, hitting 300 and then 301. That's a big deal. Getting the Spawn 301s. Same thing with Detective Comics 1000. Like that's kind of a big deal. Right now, it's not like, oh God, this book is worth like hundreds of dollars. There's certain ones, but you could pick that up. I would suggest that would be a pretty easy major key in comic book collecting history. That'd be a good one to pick up. Let's see. I'm telling you guys, like, it's gonna be kind of tough to go through my own personal collection. Like, I got a lot of stuff out. So, I'd probably say if you're a Gambit fan, this Gambit volume number one, that's not a bad book to pick up. You can find that fairly easily, I would say, especially if you're trying to get that Uncanny X-Men 266. That's kind of a pricey book, but you can get the number one. That would be a pretty easy book to get. Here we go. Justin Comics, you know what's up with this. Ghost Rider Volume 2, number 1. First appearance of Robbie Reese. No, Danny Ketch. Sorry, guys. I couldn't remember which one it was. Danny Ketch, Volume 2, number 1. That's an easy book to pick up if you want to add to your personal collection. Honestly, Godzilla number 1. You could find a graded copy for I bought my graded copy like a 9.6 for like $80. Like, if you want, I actually think that the Godzilla #1 was the first graded book I actually purchased. I bought it off of eBay, 9.6. I think I paid like $85 for it. There you go. That would be a great book to pick up. All right. If you can find it raw, try to find a higher grade of it. If you can, it won't be that expensive. I definitely would suggest that. All right. So I'm a huge Hellboy fan. I like supernatural stuff. Now, this is Seed of Destruction #1. This is like his original origin story, first appearance of Rasputin. It's not the first appearance of Hellboy, but this is a really good book. And a lot of these Hellboy books, like the Seed of Destruction, is a 1 of 4 series. You'll have like Wake the Darkness. You'll have like Hellboy in Hell. You'll have like The Wild Hunt. Like, those books are a series of like 4 to 8, 10. Like, those are really good books to pick up if you want to get like a run, right? Because they're not like a huge run, right? I would suggest that too as well. Hellboy Seed of Destruction, you can find it in a really high grade for like $8, $10. Definitely would suggest that. All right, keep scrolling. Immortal Hulk, yada yada yada. This new stuff. Okay, this is where it's going to start kind of getting a little tough, because everybody wants that Hulk 180, Hulk 181. Okay, guess what? You can get 183 and you can get 184 for like $12. And you can feel super special because it's got like that same Incredible Hulk like title dealio, and you can feel real happy about it. Okay, those are pretty easy books to pick up. You know, they're kind of close to where the 180, 181 is, so it kind of makes you feel successful. Well, there you go. Infinity Gauntlet would be a great series to pick up once you started kind of picking up steam on your collecting a little bit, especially now because the Infinity Gauntlet saga, or the Infinity War and the Marvel Universe movies, are done. Now would be a time to pick these up. You know, do your personal collection, get higher grades. There you go. All right. So this one is a key book. So Iron Fist Volume 1, #1. This would not be a bad book to pick up to kind of like get a little bit extra value. This might be a little bit on the higher side, like $30 to $40, depending on the condition. But that's a great cover. Definitely one of my favorite covers for Iron Fist. Definitely pick it up. I think I said Iron Man. It's Iron Fist. Now, this book right here, Iron Fist Volume 1, #15, guess what? Is the first appearance of the Bushmaster. If you watched Luke Cage on Netflix, Bushmaster was in season 2. I think I paid like $12 for that book off of eBay. There you go. Easy first appearance. And that's why it's important, guys. Use the tools that I put down in the comments description below, right? So you go collect and you look at these key books here, all right? Tell you what it is. First appearance, second appearance, first full appearance. I'm telling you, and you start looking on your stuff. That's how you find this out. Judge Dredd #1. I recently picked this up. This is an easy book to pick up. I think I paid like $12 for this. $8. Easy. It's a great classic cover, Judge Dredd and comics, all right? Now, you guys are going to probably go crazy a little bit here. So this Man-Thing, #1. All right, this is Volume 2. I picked this up for less than $10 in a half-price books. Yeah, straight up. Guess what? This Doctor Who Marvel premiere #57, first appearance of Doctor Who in comics, in American comics. I think I paid $15 for that. Marvel Spotlight #1, first appearance of Red Wolf. Not like a really known character, or not a whole bunch of stuff done with it, but it is the #1 of the original Marvel Spotlight series from 1971. I think I paid $20 for it. Same thing with Marvel Spotlight #7, third appearance of Ghost Rider. Star-Lord. It's not his first appearance, but this is kind of like a key book. Marvel Spotlight Volume 2, #6. Round about same price range. He-Man Master of the Universe, #1. I think I paid less than 20 bucks. These are just examples of key books, great artwork that you could add to your personal collection once you filled that first box and you're like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go up. I'm ready to do it. Nostalgia junkies, bring in the truth. Ghost Rider Volume 2, number 1, underrated. 100%. Justin, you got yours at a 8.0. That's a great grade. I remember you showing that book off. My Ghost Rider number 20, October. I think I'm going to crack and clean and submit to try for an 8.0 or higher. Do it. I agree. Number 15 is also a first. Burn X-Men. That is a key book. I've actually thought about maybe trying to pick that one up too. That'd be a really good book to pick up. I got Judge Dredd number 1 and 2 for $5 in an auction. People are sleeping. Bro, straight up. All right, you want some other truth here? Okay, so we're going to scroll up a little bit here. People are sleeping. Look at this. Dark Horse Presents 24, 34, 35, 36. Guys, if you are Alien and Predator fans, you need to look for your Dark Horse Presents. These are key Alien and Predator books. Alien and Predator are no longer under Dark Horse, or Predator is no longer under Dark Horse. Alien's not going to fall that far behind. Pick these up. These are key books, and they are cheap. Like, no more than like 12 bucks cheap. Easy books to pick up, okay? If you're those types of fans. I just threw a starting bid out, and no one else said bid. Ha, surprise. I was able to score Pitt 1, 2, 3 this morning. Now, Justin, did you know anything about Pitt before you watched Gem Mint or Reggie Collects? I know nothing about Pitt. That's the only reason why I haven't picked it up. So I need you to let me know what's up with that. I'm waiting. All right. So where was we? Oh, yeah, we were here. All right. Scrolling. Okay. New Mutants, Volume 1, number 1. Guess what? I found that in like a $5 bin. And that's a big book, guys. Like, that's New Mutants, number 1. You know, it's not like this one, New Mutants 26, first appearance of Legion. Now, this book is the second print. It's not the first print. Number 87, first appearance of Cable. I think I paid 20 to 35 bucks for this. It was at a Comic Con. But you can't get the first print, get the second print. Can't get cover A, get cover B of the first print. You know, you get what you can when you can. All right. Here's a sleeper. All right. Omega Men, volume number 1. I think I paid 16 bucks for this book. Maybe. I think it was like around 20 or less. So there you go. Now, you guys are going to be mad about this. Okay. So this is Predator volume 1, number 1. I paid less than $20 for this off of eBay. And I did it before all the news came up about Predator leaving Dark Horse and going to Marvel. And if you guys have watched any of my lives or seen me hop on the Two Brothers comics, or you've seen Dustin come in here, he has been super jelly at the fact that I have this. It makes me feel good inside. But there you go. All right, so these next 3 books, right? This Punisher Warzone, Punisher Volume 2, number 1, and Punisher Volume 7, Max, number 1. These are all easy books to pick up. I paid $8 to $10 for this 3 weeks ago at my honey hole. I picked up Punisher Volume 1 offline, off eBay for less than $20. Might have been around $20. Punisher Max, I think I paid like a couple bucks. Easy Punisher books that you can pick up. Easy. Really good, solid books to add to your collection too. All right. Now, if you are a fan of Green Lantern and you follow Green Lantern, then you should know that there's tons of different colors in the emotional spectrum. My favorite color is red for the Red Lanterns. red is not actually my favorite color, but like in you get what I'm saying. As far as the emotional spectrum for Red Lanterns, I picked this up for like $2 at Half Price Books, and that's a key book. New 52, #1, Red Lanterns. I thought about trying to actually get that whole series, and I was like, yeah, man, my collection's going to get big. I need to get rid of some of this stuff. But I kept the #1. It's a great book. Easy to add to your collection, guys. Now, before Marvel was all like, oh my God, we're going to bring She-Hulk, this book was actually not too bad to pick up. She-Hulk #1, Savage She-Hulk. I think I paid $30 for this. This would be a good mid key book to get starting out. Now would probably not be the time to try to do that, but like last year, definitely a good time to try and pick that up. Now we're getting into Spawn. All right, somebody here was talking about Spawn. I think it was Daniel. Where is he? Where is he? Daniel Ali. There he is. Daniel Ali was talking about Spawn. Spawn is a great character, great series. You can find a lot of Spawn books for real cheap. All right, so each one of these books that I have right here is a key book or first appearance of some sort. So you got Spawn 1, you got Spawn 2, bunch of key people in that book. I think this is the first appearance of Overkill in Spawn 6. That's just a cover swipe from Spider-Man. Spawn #9. Definitely an undervalued book by all means, but you can still find it. First appearance of Angela. It's a great book. I think I paid like $18 for this when I first picked it up. It's in really good condition. This Spawn 27, I think, is the first appearance of the Cursed. Is this a first appearance of Gore something, I think? Or that one? I don't remember it, but some of those lower Spawn books you can find, and those are really good to add to your personal collection. And it's actually kind of crazy how much like value each Spawn book from 1 to the current run right now, like a lot of those books have a lot of value. Like even just like filler books, like a lot of them have a lot of value. So you really can't go wrong with picking up Spawn, is what I'm basically trying to say. Very little. Reminds me of my hero. Pitt? What's your hero? I thought the Flash was your hero. Barry Allen. Wally West? You're a Wally West guy, right, Justin? I can't imagine the time it took to upload all your books into this site application. Bro, it takes no time at all. Because if you look, you see that UPC right there? Guess what? You can just take your phone and go boop, and it picks it up and adds it. But only if it has that UPC, new books. Otherwise, you just kind of like type in the book and you have to kind of scroll through and search and make sure you get the correct one selected. Just curious, but what your guys' thoughts on Miles Morales and Ultimate Fallout 4 costing a down payment for a house? I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. But it is a big book. It's a major character, so it's expected. It's just kind of crazy how fast it's really like blown up, to be honest. And if you're a huge Spider-Man character, fan, you pretty much got to have it. Black Manta, most social media hype book I've ever seen. I think it has legs, but I think it blew up artificially. I don't know if it blew up artificially. I think it blew up pretty well, to be honest, with the Spider-Man movie. I think it did well. It's crazy how fast it came up out. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but yeah. This is random, but if anyone is interested in Batwing, I have almost a complete run of like 30 issues. I'm willing to give them away for free. If anyone's interested, let him know. Hop over to Black Manta and send him some info if you are interested. It's an anime. Oh, okay. The Hero Killer Stain. Okay, got you. I never watched My Hero Academia. It just wasn't my thing. But I've heard it's really good. Yes, I know he's into Barry West. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, I think UF4 costing so much is amazing because I have one. There you go. Hashtag lucky. There you go. I could have picked up a second print 3 weeks ago, but like I said, it's not really my thingy, you know. It's Batwing. If you are that big into Batwing, then get it. I mean, that's a whole run, you know. That's a lot for free. All right, guys. Well, it's been about an hour and a half. That's all the time I got for us for today. So thank you to everybody that's shown up. Appreciate all the comics. Thanks you guys for hanging around. I hope you enjoyed the content. Once again, I'm Vincent Mclean, the Comic Machine, and I will catch you guys next time. But before I go, I got to plug it one more time. Please make sure you like this video. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I want to hit 200 ASAFP. So please go to the channel and do that. Show your support. I very much appreciate it. As well as make sure you like everybody's channels, watch their videos, subscribe to everybody in the chat if you haven't done it, and continue to show the support. All right. Share the videos. Let's get some more of this comic knowledge and awesomeness out into the YouTubes, because now is the time to really make it like super awesome, because pandemic and we're all inside stuck and we're watching YouTubes because we ain't got nothing else better to do. So it's super awesome. Now's the time to do it. So thank you guys for stopping by. I hope y'all have a great evening. I'll see you on Thursday.